Hi boys and girls, we are going to learn how to play a game called FractionDecimal Concentration. This game is very similar to memory. You may have played that where you have a bunch of cards flipped over with pictures on one side, and your goal is just to flip over two at a time trying to get matching pictures. However, in this game we're talking fraction and decimals. So the goal of the game is to flip over as many cards as you can. And in order to keep those cards, you need to get equivalent fractions and decimal cards. So this game is really saying if you know if fractions and decimals are equivalent. So starting out, you're going to take your cards and you're going to lay them out in rows and columns all on the floor of the table where you're playing with the D's and the F's facing up. Once you're done with that, one player is going to begin. They're going to flip over either a D or an F. Let's say I flip over my F card and it is 1/10. I would then look for a D card, and let's say I flip over D and it's 1/10 again. I have a match. Those are equivalent fractions. They're the same. I would get to keep those cards. From there, I get to continue flipping cards. I'm going to look for another F card, and let's say I find 7/10. I flip it over. Now I need to look for an D card. Let's say my D ends up being 1. So I have 7/10 and 1. Those are not equivalent. I'm going to flip those two cards back over and let the next person go. It's very important that as other players are going that you are watching them, because you want to know where the cards are so that when you flip one over, your memory reminds you this is where the card was, and you have some strategy instead of just guessing where the cards are. Now let's say you don't know if you have equivalent fractions. That's okay. Let's use my last example where I had 7/10 and 1 was my decimal card. I would take the calculator and take 7 divided by 10, the numerator divided by the denominator, which would give me 0.7 on my calculator. 0.7 and 1 are not the same. So that's how you can check using a calculator to determine if you have equivalent fractions and decimals. This game continues until all the cards are gone. At that point, if you have time, continue playing. If you're done, clean up, put your stuff away, and move on to your next task. Enjoy playing fraction decimal concentration.